Hello everyone. It's Mr. Frederick, right back at you with another episode of The Good Word. All right, guys. Hope everyone's having a good morning, afternoon, evening out there. Whatever it is, it should be good. You're here to listen. All right, I'm going to get right into it, guys. Today, we are going to talk about building your strength. Okay, mind, body, and soul. Building your strength. And first thing you need to know about building your strength is that you have it. That's the first thing, that you actually have it. Yeah, I know a lot of times it might not have been ignited, it might not have been unleashed, but you have it. A lot of times it's laying dormant, and it takes certain situations, it takes certain encounters to actually create the explosion of your strength. You know, sometimes you don't know until you get into that battle, into that boxing match. You don't know how good you are. Hey, that's Terrence Crawford and Canelo. I mean, I knew, okay, I saw greatness in him. I saw, okay, Terrence Crawford, he always was sharp and on point with his, guys, I love boxing. He always was he was like a tactful, he knew tactical. He knew how to connect the dots. He knew how to move. He had speed. He had stamina. He had smarts, ring savvy. He had all of that. So I always saw that in him. But I never really saw him getting the accolades. But when the opportunity came about and he's in the fight, we see what happened. We see, wow, he's one of the greatest ever. Undisputed. One of the greatest ever to get in the ring. And that's you, family. You have that same strength mentally, physically, and spiritually. It just has to be tested in certain times of stress, certain times of strain, of panic, of just pressure. When when pressure comes about, pressure busts pipes or it makes diamonds. And that's what you are, family. So when you reach points in your life when you have to go up against something, when you have to be resilient, you have to overcome a situation, understand this. Quite frankly, you only as great as your last battle. And a lot of times, if it hasn't been a while since you've been into a battle, it hasn't been a while since you've had to display your strength, your mental strength, your physical strength, your emotional, spiritual, you might not even know. And then all of a sudden, well, what do you know? Now it's come about and you have stepped up to the plate and you have knocked the ball out the park. And that's what you got to know. That's what you have to know, is that it's about building that. It's about taking situations in your life and building your mental, building your physical, building your spiritual. Okay, don't look at that obstacle. Don't look at that time when, you had the odds were insurmountable against you. Don't look at that as that. Look at it as a challenge that you can win, and keep that attitude. It's all about mentality, family. I'm going to get right into it. We're going to talk about metacognition, the thought of thinking about what you're thinking about. Okay? It's very important, family. I've practiced this myself, being conscious about what I'm thinking about. When we have these random thoughts come in our head, they're not so random. Usually it's something that happened. It's something that we need to do, something we're worried about, something we won't let rest. So what happens is it's going to run through your filter, and next thing you know, it's going to come out some kind of way. So be conscious of your thoughts, family. Be conscious of the people that you are around that give you certain thoughts. Excuse me. If people give you negativity, if people are constantly giving you doubt, feeding you, whatever projections that they have from their psyche, you're going to find yourself in a state of negativity. You're going to find yourself in a state of doubt, fear, all those low vibrational emotions, okay? And you want not to be there. You want to be positive. Yeah, you're going to have your days, but overall, you want to be around people that are going to feed you positivity. You can get the negative stuff just cutting on the news, okay? So understand that you really have to allow people to earn their way into your presence. You just don't let anyone around you. You just don't let anyone around you for the simple purpose of people have a lot going on, family. And you have to be very conscious about what someone's bringing to you when they come around you, or what you're doing, places you go. Like I always tell you guys on this channel, you have to use it like a muscle. Are you working out? Are you reading, or are you doing some sort of mental work, some sort of education? Are you studying in some kind of way? Yes, family, you don't have to be in school all the time to study. You're a student of life. You don't know everything about plants. You don't know everything about food. You don't know everything about anything. It's always something to learn. So keep that mind growing. And neuroplasticity is great. As you get older, your neurons, you want them to grow. You can learn. Your brain is flexible. So you're never too old to learn something, family. We used to think, get stuck here and that's it. That's all you know. It's over. No, totally not the truth. You're still learning. So keep learning. Keep building that body, and absolutely keep building that spirit. Family, you got to work on the spirit, because that's the head of everything. The belief, the faith that leads you to do what you do. And the why, the father, in the psyche, that is the father, your faith. Okay? Because some of us maybe didn't have fathers, or some of us didn't have the best fathers, whatever the case. At this point in your life, you're responsible for you. You're the father right now, and your father is the Lord above. So always know that, and that's your beacon to always go back to, is that faith in the Lord and bringing you forward where you need to be. So be resilient in the Lord. I also want to talk about being able to be conscious about your activities. Be conscious, be intentional about where you go. Don't just ride around, I'm going nowhere. Where you going? Oh, I don't know. I'm just see what's going on. No. Look up, research what's going on, where you're going. Look up positive things to do. Who's going to be there? What type of environment it is before you go. Let God order those steps. He's already ordered them, but you do your part, okay? So don't get caught up in just browsing around and being an easy target for someone, for something that you don't want. Your steps are not perfect, but if you are a believer, your steps are perfectly guided by God. So understand that. So you don't want to be someone who is not conscious of that. You always got God on your mind. So certain places you're not even going to be aligned with to go, because you know that place has got another energy there. Okay? You want to go places that are going to feed you positivity. It's very important. And when you're dealing with individuals, family, who don't really promote you being the best you, and who don't support you, who have shown a disrespect for your presence, or they just take you for granted, what are you doing? At this point, you know what you got. You know what you've been getting, and you're going to continue to get that as long as you allow it. Family, I can tell you, let that go. Let it go, because they have let you go a long time ago. If you've ever come to that point where you've taken too much, where you've piled on too much on your plate with individuals, that is because you have not allowed the other person to do the work. And you don't want to get caught up in that trap, family. There's no relationship that you should have in your life where you're the only person doing the work. You're the only person who wants a relationship. If you're the only person who want to come to the party, hey, it's not a party, okay? It's not a party for everyone. So, that's something that you got to think about. You want to be in situations where you have people around you that desire you. Those are the people that can feed you positivity. Those are people that can help your life move in a positive direction. And if that's not anyone, family, so be it. Let the Lord send you the right people rather than be with the wrong people. Because if that happens, now you're off your path. You're off your timeline. You're off your destination. And you don't need to be distracted. You don't need to be detoured. You want to go straight the way you're supposed to go. And that only happens when you have the right people and when you're patient enough to wait for the right people. Instead of just grabbing someone who you don't know what kind of spirit they have with them or what their intentions are. So you have to be intentional about what you want out of life. It's very important, family. And a lot of people will come around, and if you're a good-hearted person, if you're a marvelous one, and you just really exude the God consciousness and spirit, you'll attract a lot of darkness. And some of those people will try to come with the energy of they need help or they can't control themselves, they have some mental problem, whatever. Don't fall for that, family, because I guarantee you they know how to behave in the right situations. if they're going to get a paycheck, they know how to behave miraculously. But when they get around you, they don't know how to behave. They can't help themselves. They have to be disrespectful. They have to be unpredictable. They know exactly how to behave. What it is you have presented an opportunity to them because of your meekness, because of your giving, your loving spirit. A lot of times people take advantage of that. And they look at it like, oh, this person's not going to do anything about it. Or they might resent what you reflect in them. Okay, so wow, I can't be that kind. I can't be that respectful. So I'm going to mess all over this because I'm upset that I can't be that. Don't let people dim your light, family. Treat it like a precious jewel that you are at all times. And you'll prosper. And you'll see yourself prosper. So do all of these things and consciousness of working on yourself, working on your mind, working on your body, working on your spirit, praying, keeping yourself on a high vibration as much as you can. And you'll see your life improve. Good to see you guys again. Next time, remember, love what you do and do what you love. Peace.